Welcome back to my channel. In this video, you're going to learn about simplifying radicals. Before that, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and like if you like it. Now, in this video, we're just going to focus on simplifying radicals wherein the index is 2 or square root. So to simplify radicals, rewrite the radicand so there is no perfect square within the radicand. To do this, find the largest perfect square that is one of the factors of the radicand. So I have here square root of 48, and this is not in simplest form because 48, I can rewrite that as 16 times 3, wherein I know that 16 is a perfect square. Okay? So now, I can separate them as square root of 16 times square root of 3. There are different techniques on how to simplify radicals. So I'll go over with that later. So this is now first one. Okay, so now I know that 16 is a perfect square, so I can extract the square root of that, and that is 4. Square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 4, 16, so 4. What number that raised to 2 that the answer is 16? And 3 is not a perfect square, and this is already in simplest form because there is no number raised to 2 that the answer is 3, which means that 3 remain inside the radical sign. So the final answer is 4 square root of 3, or 4 times square root of 3. Now, if you have hard time finding for the perfect square, you can do the prime factorization. Let's say 48. So I have here 48. I know that 48 is 6 times 8, or 8 times 6. And then I can rewrite 8 again until I get all the prime uh, numbers at the end, or prime factors. 4 times 2. And 6 is 3 times 2. For 4, I have 2 times 2. Okay, now look at the numbers here. So I have 2, which is already a prime number. Okay, so, and 3, which is also a prime number. So I can rewrite 48 now as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So how many? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3. So that is times 3. That is 48. Now, 48, in every pair, since we're talking about square root, in every pair, that is a perfect square. So this is 2 times 2, that is 4, right? And then we have also here 2 times 2, that is 4. And again, they are pair, so therefore, it's a perfect square, which is 4 times 4, that is 16. So that's why we have 16 here. And this number here, 3, it means that it's already in simplest form, square root of 3. Okay, so now, what about for square root of 75? You can also do prime factorization, but it's easy because 75 is simply 5 times 5, that is 25, times 3. 25 times 3, 75. And we know that 5 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number. So we have 5 times 5, 25. Okay, so it means that I can rewrite 75 now as 25 square root of 25 times square root of 3. Okay, so look at this one. I write this in separate form already. Okay, so 25 square root of 25 times square root of 3. So now I know that square root of 25 is simply 5. So that is equal now to 5 and then times the square root of 3, the final answer, or 5 square root of 3. Okay, so I have here square root of 108, and I showed here the prime factorization of 108. So here I have 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. We're in 3 times 3, this is 9. So this is perfect square. And we have 2 times 2, that is 4. And if you're going to multiply 9 times 4, that is 36, which is the largest perfect square. Now, I can rewrite 108 as 36 times 3. So we have now the square root of 108 is equal to the square root of 36 times 3. Or you can separate them, square root of 36 times square root of 3. And we know that square root of 36 is equal to 6. So you can write that outside the radical sign. And that is now equal to square root of, 6 times the square root of 3 because square root of 3 is already in simplest form. Now, here's another way on how you can do this. Without multiplying this 9 times 4, you can just write this one, what you have after the prime factorization. That is 3 times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. Okay, now you start here for every pair. So this one is a perfect square. So you can get the square root of that. 3 times 3, that is 9. Square root of 9, that is 3. Or simply, you know that if it's in pair, then the answer is simply one of that number or that number 3. Okay? And then for this one, 2 times 2, that is 4, and the square root of that is 2, of course. And then what is left inside is square root of 3. And that is now 3 times 2, that is 6, square root of 3. Okay? So that's another way on how you can do that. So here we have a variable, x. So same thing. 18, it's easy. I can rewrite 18 as 9 times 2. That is 18. Wherein 9 is a perfect square. 2 is not a perfect square, but it's already in simplest form. And then what I'm going to do with the variable here, the exponent of x is 5. And I can write that as x squared times x squared times x. Because I know that x squared means x times x. Right? Okay, so the square root of x squared, understood the index here is 2, is equal to x. So we have now the square root of 9 is 3. So I can bring that outside the radical sign. Okay? So I already used this. Now, how about the square root of x squared? That is x. The square root of another x squared here, that is another x. So that is x times x. I'm going to bring that outside the radical sign also. So what is left inside the radical sign is this number 2 and x. So that is inside the radical sign. That is 2x. Now I can multiply simply this. 3 times x, which is x times x is x squared. So that is 3x squared times the square root of 2x. Or 3x squared square root of 2x. That's the final answer. Okay, so I have here square root of 60x cubed y to the 4th power. So now, I can rewrite 60 as 4 times 15. So I have now square root of 4 times 15. And x to the 3rd power, I can rewrite that as x squared times x. Why? Because when we are multiplying, we are adding the exponents. So 2 understood there is 1, 2 times 1, that is 3. Okay? And y to the 4th is equal to y squared times y squared. Okay, now, we know that square root of x squared, understood the index here is 2, so they have the same n or index. Seems like you're just going to cancel that, or the answer is simply x. Okay, same with the y squared. Square root of y squared is equal to y. So here, square root of 4, that is 2. For x squared is x, square root of x squared is x, square root of y squared is y, square root of y squared another y. So I can bring this outside the radical sign. So that is now equal to 2x then y squared, because y times y, that is y squared. Then what is left inside now is 15 and x. So that is inside the radical sign. That is square root of 15x. So the final answer now is 2x y squared times the square root of 15x. My channel, share my videos and like if you like it. Thank you. Bye.